Welcome to the Portland Mine Road, located just outside of Ouray, Colorado. If you have a high-clearance four-wheel drive vehicle, this is the perfect spot to stop and look for dispersed campsites. Once you're settled into a space, this is also the perfect place to go for a hike in the woods and seek out old mining relics. This area is accessible both by a hiking trail, which takes about 4 or 5 miles round trip, or by driving out the Portland Mine Road, 1.8 miles. Once you reach the end of the road, you'll still have to get out and explore to find these old relics. Keep in mind that map you have that shows the mine, it may not be precise. When we visited, we also got to watch some mountain goats running around thousands of feet above us on the rocky face of the amphitheater. We got a late start that morning. The night before, about 1 a.m., Bill had to drive Tristan into the emergency room in Montrose. He was doing much better this morning, but at that time, neither of them had had any sleep. Bill, however, was not about to let something like no sleep impair his ability to go out and enjoy the area around Ouray. When we went walking that morning, we forgot to take a radio, so Rachel had to come up the mountain to find us so we could go on our adventure for the day. Today, we were headed up the $1 Million Highway to drive over Ophir Pass. If you are ever in southwest Colorado and are not comfortable driving off-road into the mountains, I highly recommend the $1 Million Highway. The paved highway is easily drivable by any vehicle and gives you a glimpse into the beauty and mining history of the area. The eastern Ophir Pass access is about 18 miles south of Ouray. There's ample space here for a few vehicles to stop and air down before you start driving up the Ophir Pass Road. This trail is typically open from June until the snow blocks the Ophir Pass. If you drive this road right after the snowplows open it in early June, you may find snowbanks up to 20 feet high on both sides. It takes around 1.5 hours to drive it one way and is a Jeep Badge of Honor trail. If you are looking for dispersed camping nearby, there are several dispersed sites at the east end of the trail along Mineral Creek. Trails Off-Road and Onyx rate this particular track at between a level 3 and a level 4. The track can be a little bit rough, but there's nothing really technical here. The road is also generally wide enough to allow vehicles to pass each other as they go. During the summer in good weather, you could probably even drive a two-wheel drive vehicle with high clearance up this particular track. This area originally served as a hunting ground for the Navajo. In the 1800s, fur trappers and traders started coming through this area. The mining town of Ophir on the western end of the trail was established in 1878. By 1881, wagons could pass over this on a toll road. Traffic on this road diminished greatly after the 1890s, when a nearby railroad spur came through. The modern road was reopened in 1953. The trek on the east side of Ophir Pass is a gradual route that gently winds through alpine forests. As you approach the summit of the 11,789-foot pass, however, the landscape changes abruptly. As with most trails near Ouray and Telluride, the Ophir Pass Trail boasts some fabulous views. If you are new to off-roading or just hate heights, just make sure you're mentally prepared for a long stretch of narrow shelf road. And don't forget to pause for a few moments here and there to enjoy those epic vistas down the Howard Fork Creek and valley below. As this pass is one of the least technical trails in the area, you should expect to find a fair bit of traffic even on a weekday. The 1/2 mile on the west side of the pass is where the road narrows, and you must be more aware at that point of vehicles coming the other way. Luckily, visibility in this area is very good, and you're very unlikely to be surprised by any unexpected sudden oncoming traffic.
Yeah, there are some pieces down there, aren't there?
I can't believe it stopped rolling at that point.
Yeah, it is kind of odd that it stopped there. Let's not join them, okay?
Looks like it's been there a very long time.
I've described this trail as an easy, gradual, and non-technical trail. But I have to stop and remind myself that, well, that's for an off-road mind. The average person might say something more like this gem of a review that I found on TripAdvisor. Cassandra wants you to know that we thought this was just a road to get to Ouray Silverton from Telluride. What a comedy of errors that was! This is not that road. This is a recreational pass for 4x4, short wheelbase, high clearance vehicles only. We drove a large dually truck on this thing and thought we were going to die. Seriously, the one part across the ridge where there's loose shale rock, our tires were probably 1 foot from a 1,000-foot drop-off. And when we were going over loose shale, it felt like we were just going to slide right down that mountain to our untimely deaths. Seriously, listen to me. If you don't have a proper 4x4 high clearance, short wheelbase vehicle with hardcore tires that you don't mind getting wrecked, then don't do it. If you do know what you're doing, have the proper vehicle, and can stomach the staggering heights and sheer drop-offs, then you'll have an awesome time. The views are incredible. There were more wildflowers than I've ever seen. All the people we met along the way were super cool and helpful. And then in the end, when we didn't die, we enjoyed the thrill. Cassandra, whoever you are, thanks for that comment. Because you're right. This particular road, if you don't know what you're getting into, can be a scary drive. But if you know what to expect, this is one adventurous ride. After you reach the trees, you'll then encounter several small water crossings. Well, they were small water crossings when we were there in September. I have no idea what you would expect earlier in the year. Once you reach the far end of the trail and pass through Ophir, you then have to decide, how am I getting back to Ouray? Well, in this case, this is the route we chose. With a pass soaring all the way up to 13,114 feet, Imogene Pass Road is definitely worth the drive. Whether you pronounce it Imogene or Imogene, we hope you'll join us next time. Until then, go out and find your own adventure. Thanks for watching.